Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You have taught us about the Sahabis all this while, and how whenever they were asked anything, they would say, the Holy Prophet used to say this, and he used to narrate according to what they heard. Or when the Holy Prophet would ask them something, they would say, Allah and His Prophet knows best. And the point is about bayat. When you take the bayat, they did that because they understood the authority of the Holy Prophet. That's why they said it. When somebody takes bayat, is it not recognizing the authority of that person so that you pledge to them? And what makes a person forget that and saying this is no longer valid, or they consider that part invalid? Is it because they are so consumed with their thoughts, or they forget that what they took at one time was very holy, the connection was strong, and they break it, or they think that they've broken it because it's no longer valid? So what goes in that process to make them so?
Well, it's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. It's this and that and this, and everything is mixed up because the person falls into a state of confusion. When there's fitna and there's confusion, that means there's light and darkness, there's good and bad, everything gets mixed up. When people are in a state of confusion, for them in that kind of context that you're talking about, usually, when they are in that confusion, it is easy to come out from that state. You must have a will. But if shaitan is sitting on it, because you opened the door to shaitan already to come, shaitan is now sitting on it, then it's very difficult to. Because shaitan will give you that, his sense of rebelliousness. Shaitan will give you a taste of the high of hopelessness in the mercy of your Lord, but because of the rebelliousness that you made to Him. You start taking a little bit of that. It's like a drug. And then you get even more drunk, and you make even more wrong decisions, and everything gets more and more mixed up. Everyone is always in sohbat. Everyone is always in association. But which association? Whose association? When it comes to that point there, it's very easy to come out from there. To come out from there, you must want to first come out from it. Do you want to come out from it or not? Sometimes you see a person doesn't want to come out from it. He likes it. He likes to feel that because it makes him feel something. It makes him feel alive. It makes him feel real. It makes him feel right. A lot of people mistake a strength of feeling with what is right. Just because he feels strongly about something doesn't mean it's right. So he feels strongly about it for the first time. And he doesn't feel so, the ego now is starting to rise up. And the ego that you have always stepped on, the ego is rising up and the ego is feeling good. For the first time, he's feeling free. He's starting to take over. He's starting to feel like, I'm the master. Yes, why should anyone tell me anything? So when you get into that situation, you want to cut yourself off from everything, everyone. You start making association with yourself, with your own thoughts. It becomes like an echo chamber inside. You refuse to talk to people. You refuse to try to identify what the problem is. You don't want to solve anything. You just have this ball of darkness inside of you, and you want to play with it, and you want to get it bigger and bigger and bigger. You stop fighting it. You stop fighting. What if right now, let's say, we stop fighting our ego? What if right now we say, I don't want to fast. I don't want to pray. I don't want to wear sunnat. I don't want to. Nobody tells me what to do. I want to do what I want. The ego will feel very happy because there's an amount of freedom from that. Oh, I don't have to, yeah. And then what happens after that? Who are all these people? Why are they doing that? Look at all these idiots. Look at that one leading. saw a Grand Sheikh saying when he saw a man rolling around on the floor in the masjid. He was rolling around on the floor and he was laughing like a crazy person. And the man was saying, oh, how happy I am that I don't have a sheikh anymore. So, as shaitan is, they become even more strong in their own head. So they don't want to solve it, they don't want to talk about it. Then that time, more shaitan will sit like a sheikh. And it says the shaitan will sit on your neck and start guiding you. You understand? Then when shaitan sits on your neck, starts guiding you, you'll understand a few things also. Shaitan also has knowledge, then you get even more rebellious. So what happens in that situation? Look, person who takes drugs, he forgets anything that has happened before, yes? You can't say, how can a person in that situation forget the promise, forget the goodness, forget the love? They do, because they're drugged. And they're drunk. So you can get drugged with the physical stuff and you forget. You can get drunk with the physical stuff and you forget. You can also get drunk with anger and you will forget. You can get drunk with that. You can get drunk with feeling arrogant and you forget everything good that has happened to you from that person or from everyone. Then all you see is just the darkness there. All you see is, oh, nobody loves me. Everybody's taking advantage of me. And the way that the mind and the ego works, whatever you try to look for, you'll find it. You see, this one did this. Remember this one did this. All of us has gone through that in any small capacity. When it's like you become so dark, you become so helpless, and it's like you get into that mode, you know? You fight with someone and you're convinced that there's no hope. This person is the worst thing. You're living in the worst times. There's no hope. And if you had the power, then either you're going to destroy the ones in front of you or you're going to destroy yourself. Understand in this way, shaitan will always attack you. We do not come to tariqat also to be in a place where we are just going to be peaceful and nothing is going to touch us. Prophet says, ﷺ, when you take one step in the way of Allah, 70 shaitans is there waiting to ambush you. Is when you do wrong things that shaitan is not going to bug you too much. You say, this one we trained him. He's off on his own. But when you're doing good things, they're always going to try. There is the protection. Where is the protection? If you hold on, like what we're talking about, being with the good ones, being with them, under them, in their association, to talk to them, to communicate with them. Hold on tightly to them. When you have that, then no matter what is coming at you, it's not going to touch you because you are holding on to that power. But once you let go of that power, easy shaitan is going to come. And then shaitan will make you forget. And then the one you will start hating everything and nothing that you will say that person ever done anything that is right. You can play games. You say, no, I'm not this, but I'm this. I'm this, but I'm not this. That is another sign there. Because people who are caught in that situation, they can never answer straight questions. Everything is paradoxical because everything is fitna. It's like this and it's like this. It's like this and it's like this. You put them in a corner like this, they escape through the window. We've seen it over and over again with our Shaykh. We've seen it over him dealing with people who are like that. And we're seeing it here. So what's in it for us? What do? It's normal. Your ego is going to act up. Shaitan is going to say things. You need to process it properly. If you say, okay, be quiet, put a lid on it. I'm not going to deal with it right now. That's okay if you have control of it. But if you don't have control, instead of controlling it and locking it up, putting it in a box somewhere, you let it to wander around. You think it's okay. You think those thoughts are okay. You think those negative thoughts about your shaykh, or about Jamaat, about Islam, about the Prophet, about the saints, they are okay. When did you start thinking that they're okay? Because shaitan is telling you it's okay. When do you start listening to shaitan? You start listening to shaitan because your ego is hit a little bit, and there are things that you don't like, you don't understand, and you don't accept. You start being rebellious. You start being rebellious. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most generous. He was the most generous even to shaitan, no? He is still being generous. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is never finished with that quality from pre-eternity to post-eternity. Did shaitan ever think of anything when the order was given to him? No. Did he think about the generosity of his Lord and everything that this Lord has done for him? No. He's just taking everything now to that particular point to say, this doesn't make sense. He told me to make sajda to Adam alayhi salam. It's made from clay. I'm made from fire. No, it doesn't make sense. Then he tried to be smart about it. No, I make sajda only to you, not to him. As our Shaykh says, if you make sajda to Allah, then you make sajda to his words, to his commands. If he says make sajda to a stone, you make sajda to a stone. Then when you dig a little bit deeper, then what is the intention? What was the intention of shaitan? That he did not want to make sajda to Adam alayhi salam. And the Mashayikhs had said that because shaitan wanted that Maqam al-Mahmud, the most highly praised station, that he knows it is not for him, but he wants it. So all his prayers and all his worships and all his service to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all the generosity that his Lord has given him in everything, he is using it for what he wants from his Lord, which is the most highly praised station. And that is given to the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. He knows that, but he's rebelling. So when does it happen, you ask me? When the person stops listening to his guide and starts listening to himself, his voices. Guide is saying something. Guide can say things that are contradictory too. God can say so many things. It's up to you. If you want to understand, you understand. If you want to misunderstand, you can misunderstand so easily. If you want to clear up the misunderstanding, it can be done too. It's all up to you. But when you stop listening, and he starts listening here. And shaitan will always whisper. But you open the door to shaitan, you start listening, that's it, and it's finished. You don't listen to no one else, you start listening, that voice gets bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger, and then you set up this reality that is all in your head. And then that will destroy you. And there are signs that says, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Wrong turn, wrong turn. Because if it is correct, you will get more and more into peace, more and more into understanding, more and more you're going to help other people. But it's not. Your life is turning more and more into hell, worse than hell, and you know it. If you move away from batil into haq, if you think that following that one is so wrong, and you follow into haq, then why is al-haq punishing you with that? So, then basic understanding, basic common sense, basic irony, they lost it, it's finished. Say again?
If they do that in the month of Ramadan, where you have taught us that the shaitans are chained, that means it's only the ego now.
It is only the ego. Shaitan is taking a vacation. They say, you got this, to the ego. I don't have to be there. Oh, the ego, the nafs. Who is concentrating on this now? About the nafs. The shaitan is outside, the nafs is inside. Inside. It is the enemy inside that is the more dangerous one, not the enemy outside. So but there will always be confusion. It's not that there is yaqeen in this too. People who are like this, shaitan never leaves them at peace. It's not as if shaitan says, listen, come to me and I'll give you peace. No, it's not the point. I'll give you the world. I give you this. They'll give you the world, but it comes with a pain too. It gives you the escape from, let's say, from the discipline, but it gives you the pain that comes from that escape too. It's not going to tell you, you follow me and I'll give you peace, I'll give you the world. No, everything touches is cursed also because it's coming from Shaitan. Shaitan is the cursed one. But you become so stubborn. You develop that from Shaitan. You become so stubborn. It's just no, 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 always no. But we ask Allah for us to wake up and for us to hold on properly, for us to know ourselves, for us to hold up the mirror and to study and to know ourselves, to be aware of ourselves. If the religion is not giving you, if the tariqat is not giving you, if the spiritual practice is not giving you self-knowledge for you to understand yourself, to judge yourself, to know yourself, put a question mark there. Put a question mark. Because the most important time, the most important day for all of humanity, for all prophets even, it is the day of judgment. It is the day of judgment where even the prophets, they are afraid of Allah. Because that is the day of justice, and they say the anger of Allah is going to be open. And the Naqshbandi way, it is preparing us for that day of judgment by judging ourselves. This is the self-knowledge, judging ourselves. What is the reason? I don't like it. Why you don't like it? I just don't like it. No, there's a reason why you don't like it. I don't like the person. Why you don't like the person? Yeah, I just don't like. No, you're jealous. I'm not jealous. Yeah, you are. Be simple. You are jealous. Why are you jealous? There's no reason to be jealous. Why do you want it? It's not for you. So when you don't do this, now they're going to do it for you in the grave. That time you cannot escape. They will show and they'll punish you heavily. You understand? No. Do it again. You understand now? You feel the pain, but you still don't accept it. No, I don't accept. Over and over and over again. Until you accept it. How many people are accepting now that they have the shaitans inside of them? So, we have to be a little bit careful now in this month of Ramazan. In the last 10 days, like I said, this is running away from the fire. Yes? Escape from the fire. Right? Escape from what fire? Whose fire? Fire of Jahannam. Shaykh Effendi is saying, there is no fire in Jahannam. You bring your fire to Jahannam. The wrong things that you do, that is a fire, you bring it. So if you want to escape from the fire, then understand what it is that is the fire inside of you. Not just the do's and don'ts, but the why. Why is you are doing it? Are we understanding that shaitans that is inside, the tyranny that is inside? We understand and we say, we want to escape from that, Ya Rabbi, help us to escape from that. And when you are, the last 10 days, actually is when you actually feel that you have escaped from it. There is already a payment that is there. Yes, it's supposed to be. When you escape from the fire, you're in Jannat, right? So the last 10 nights, if you don't feel this, a little bit here and there, it's a problem. Then work on the fire, kick it out. And then you'll discover the garden, inshallah. So challenges will always be there. The more honor you have, the honor is given because of the challenges that you have. The more tests you have, the more honor you have. So, may they wake up. May Allah not make us to be in ghaflat. May Allah forgive me and bless you. Al-Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum.